Hi, I'm Todd Keitel from Blackbox Prompter. Today, I'm going to show you how to assemble the Prompter Go or the Echo Go. Both of these units come with a stand, a monitor, possibly a CPU, and components. So first of all, what's in the box? So for your Prompter Go, you get a bag with some parts, which I'll show you. You get your backpack if you order the bundle. You also get a stand, a CPU. Now, if you get the Echo Go, there's no CPU, but we're going to show you how you assemble with the CPU. And with the prompter, you'll also get a heavy metal pedal and you get a keyboard. In addition, for both units, you get a monitor. And we're going to show you how to assemble the monitor and the stand today. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the little black box. So taking a knife, we're going to split by the flag, open up the box. Inside, you will find a power supply for the CPU and the CPU. Now, this CPU is preloaded with software. So you take it out of the box and out of the bag, and you'll find you've got ports on one side and Velcro on the bottom. Now, this is half the Velcro. The other half of the Velcro is already on the monitor, so you know where to put it. You're going to be connecting a power connector, this guy right here, which goes in here, and then also a video connector, which is pre-assembled on the monitor. So we're going to take the CPU power supply, put it aside. So inside the bag, by the way, we dump all this stuff out, you get a thumb drive for loading your songs. You can also load them over the web. You get some stickers, black box sticker, heavy metal stickers. You get assembly instructions, how to put it together. And you get getting started, how to run the mouse, basic instructions. Now, we have videos instructions online for all of this as well. So we're going to set all of that aside for a moment, because what we're going to get into, we also get a couple of wire guides, which I'll show you what to do with. So first thing we're going to do is take out the stand. So again, there's a little bit of tape on it, so just cut it. Now, let's try that again. Let's just cut it. Here we go. So the stand is one piece. So you take it out of the bubble wrap and then you pull it apart and there's more bubble wrap. Now inside, you'll find a bag of screws. We need those. There's 8 screws, 4 long, 4 short. There's also a screwdriver to use. And there's these little extension things which we don't need. So we can move the box out of the way. Now this stand, we want to pull it apart. There's 2 hinges, one here and one here. So you want to open it up, because on this side, there's a cover, and we want to pull that cover right off. So let's see if I can do it. You grab it right, see how it comes apart? Grab that cover and just pull it forward. And you're grabbing right here, just pull it right off. So we're going to set that aside, and then I'm just going to bend this so that it kind of stands on its own. Okay? So that's our stand that we're going to assemble on the monitor. So now we're going to open the monitor. Now it says, check contents if broken. Well, we've already opened this, so that's why it's been opened. So we're going to cut here, and now we're going to take out the monitor. Now the monitor has these eggshell cartons. So you just pull it out. You want it so that the opening's on top, and just grab them and pull them out. Okay? So inside you'll find a manual with an HDMI cord, which we don't use, so you can use it elsewhere. You've got an American power cord and a European power cord in case you get to go on a cool vacation. So we'll set those aside for a moment. And inside is your monitor. Now, I recommend you keep it in the shell, the eggshell. So we're going to lift it up by the bag, and then we're just going to pull it out of the bag. So I like to just pull it down. You don't want to touch the screen if you can help it. There is almost like a handle back here. And what I do is we'll get the bag out of the way. So what we want to do is, you see on one side, the power connector, the HDMI connector, you want to face that towards you. And I recommend put it right back in the eggshell to protect the screen. So you can see the connectors are towards me. Now there's an HDMI already attached. And you'll notice here, 3 Velcros. This is lock channel, extremely strong Velcro. The bottom of the monitor has the same 3. So the cable ends where the connectors go face you, and you just line it up with the Velcro and you snap it in. And it'll actually make a sound as you snap it in. You never have to take it off. Once it's on, it's there for good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect the monitor. Now there's 2 monitor connections. I typically cover it one with tape. We go to the second one. And then you just plug in your cable. That's your monitor connection. At this point, the computer is connected to the monitor. What we're going to do next is put the stand on. So I'm going to turn around so it's facing me. And this is really important. The stand then, as you can see how it's opening, so the metal flat part here is going to be towards the computer. And there's four big holes on the monitor we're going to line up. So they just go over the 4 outside holes. Now, our bag of screws, like I said, there's 4 big ones, 4 little ones. We're going to use the big ones. So you just rip open the bag, try not to lose the screws on the floor like I frequently do. And we start with the big screws. Now you notice the difference between the big screws and the little screws. See if I can do this. This is a big screw, little screw. It's about twice the size. So the big screws, you want to find where they fit in the corner and just start them barely. Get them all in there so they're all started. And that way you know you have it lined up properly. Because if you just do one, tighten it down, and it's not lined up, it makes life hard getting the others in. Okay, what I recommend is you do the first 2. Excuse me, I got the wrong ones. Now you can use the included screwdriver, or in my case, I'm just using my own screwdriver. A regular number 2 screwdriver, Phillips works just fine. And you tighten them down so that they're snug. Not super, super tight, like if you're squeezing as hard as possible, just nice and tight. Then you can bend this out of the way and get the other 2 in here. Because the left-hand screws are holding it down. So now we're putting the 4 screws in. The next step is to put the cover on and screw it on. Now, what I recommend is you lift this up and move it down out of the way a little bit, because this little piece here on the bottom has to go over these 2 nuts, and you just snap it in. Then you take your 4 little screws. Let's see, did I get all 4 in? Yes. They gave me an extra big screw. That's why I was worried I forgot to screw. Don't you hate it when you finish a project and you have screws left over? My wife says they fall out of my head. Anyways, here we go. So we got the 4 little screws. We just put them in and then screw them down. Now, these 4 little screws, it's only like a couple twists and they're done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they go in really fast. So at the back of the stand, it says Weirson, which is the name of the stand. Now, what I like to do, and you're welcome to do this if you want, is I take the black box prompter sticker and stick it over the back. You don't have to. I'd say if you have stickers for your band, stick it right there. Because this is the side that goes to the audience. Okay, now we lift up our monitor. And we stand it here. And I'm going to tilt it up a little bit, tilt it down a little bit, and then you can adjust the angle you like. Now, here's some brand new news that nobody knows about. We're making a skirt for this. We figured out how to make a skirt. It has a steel curved rod across the bottom, black fabric. My fabric is over here somewhere. We're going to stitch it so it goes down. And based on how you tilt, you roll it over the pipe. And you'll have what will look like a speaker wedge. And we'll be coming out with that right after Christmas. We got to get some fabric sewn in. My wife can tell you I can't sew. Anyways, we'll get someone else to sew it. So what we have right now is the computer on the side. We have to hook up power. So we're going to take the little wire thing out, the power cord, and it's going to connect. So if I can see this right in here. So I'm going to plug it in. It goes right in there. See if I can see it. Right here. It's right above. That's the power switch. Even I can't see it. There we go. So right next to the HDMI. You guys can see that. You have your HDMI input, and then the power goes there. Okay, that's to power up the CPU. So now I'm going to tilt this back up. And what you do is you hold the base and tilt this side up, and then you can tilt this one. You can tilt it to whatever angle you want. Our cabinet models, or the wedges, they're at 35 degrees. Here, you have an option to choose whatever you want. Then we take our power cord, where I lost it, we go. So this is our power cord for it, for the monitor. So you've got 2 things to plug in, your monitor and your CPU. That's your European one. And we're in the great state of Texas, which I believe is still part of the United States. So we'll open this up, take out our power cord, and then we plug our power in to the monitor. The monitor has a built-in power supply. So you plug the power cord, just like you do a computer, right into the monitor. The curved part goes towards the bottom, plug it in all the way. Now, this is kind of messy, right? This is where the little guides come in. So you take these guides off. And what I recommend is you peel off the sticky part and you put them I like them right here at the end. You can put them anywhere you want. I like them right here, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to peel off the other sticky and put it right there. Now, to open them, you push in on these little guys. And I find that sometimes they're a little hard to open, so I use a straight edge screwdriver, just push a little bit, and they open right up. And then you can put the cords in. Now here's the trick. You want to give yourself a lot of slack here on the audio cable. Because if you don't get slack and you push your monitor down to go in the backpack, it'll break the cable. So give yourself some slack. And then this cable, same thing. Give yourself a little bit of slack. Lock it in. And then on the other side, and you can give yourself more slack once you lock it in. So on the other side, lock it in. And then you can adjust your cable lengths. You can pull them through. And this cleans it up. And now this goes to your power strip. And this is what the audience sees. Now, if you'd like, you can get like a Velcro or something and stick it on the bottom there too. But that's your monitor. And then you just peel off this plastic, protective plastic. And then one more thing to remember. When you turn it on, you turn on the monitor first. The monitor turns on by pressing this little white toggle button. You just press it once. Once you turn it on the first time, every time you plug it in, it'll turn on itself. Then you turn on the CPU. The CPU has a little button right here. You press that to turn the CPU on. Monitor, then CPU. That way it comes up. Because if you ever see that screen doesn't look right, like the screen, the view is too small, that means you turn the CPU on before the monitor. It defaults to a smaller size screen. This is a 22-inch FHD, full HD, high definition screen. And that is how you put together your Prompter Go. We have too many products. Now, for the Echo Go, there's no CPU. So do everything we did, except don't put a CPU on it. And that's it. For more details, go to blackboxprompter.com.